All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. So you guys should be able to see my screen. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for being here today. Daniel and I are excited to have you. And today we're going to be talking about something really special. I want to let you know too, we're going to be talking about how you can get 25 hand-picked profitable products literally handed to you on a silver platter. We're talking about done for you profitable products. You're going to get this opportunity to get access to 25 profitable products we know will make you money. See, we have handpicked them personally, and we're going to give you all the data and details that you need. This is going to massively shorten your path to making money and will eliminate all the guesswork for you. And will save you a ton of time in the process as well. So, over the past few years, we've literally assessed thousands and thousands of different products. So we know instantly whether a product is a hero or a zero. We know what makes money, and let us deal with this aspect for you so that you don't have to. That way you can select a product that we choose and simply run with it. This is going to eliminate the risk for you of pursuing products which flat out just won't work, so you can focus and make money from the ones that do. Look, we know how to choose products. You can tell by the results that we've achieved. We've been able to generate over $1 million in sales in just a 30-day period. Been able to generate $158,000 plus in just 24 hours on one Amazon account. And this is why we are really excited about offering this. I'm going to tell you a little bit later on how you can get your hands on them, so please pay attention and keep listening. One more reason to stay right to the very end of the presentation is we're giving away an Apple iWatch to one of the folks on the line. So let's move ahead here. My name's Ryan Quasson. I'm on the left-hand side, and that's Daniel Audenson on the right. And I just want to give you a mercifully brief introduction here. We've sold millions of dollars on Amazon. We are considered the #1 go-to leaders in the e-commerce space, and we've launched over 100 best-selling physical products. We've actually consulted on 80 plus additional product brands. We run multiple 6 and 7-figure businesses. And for the past 4+ years, we've been laser focused on building Amazon e-commerce businesses. We've also been featured in major publications like the BBC, Forbes, Huffington Post, Entrepreneur, and there's even been a 30-minute documentary filmed about Daniel and his early success on Amazon. So here's what you're going to discover today. You're going to discover how we have done over 8 figures in product sales on Amazon by doing things the opposite to everyone else. How to start making money without having to spend tons of money on inventory. How to create products with an edge, then systematically scale them from $5 a day to $50 a day to $500 a day and beyond. How to rescue dead and struggling listings and accelerating them from a trickle of sales to hundreds of sales daily in less than 30 days. So, is this for you? If you're just starting out and looking for a proven way to generate a large, consistent monthly income working from home, this is for you. If you are already selling physical products on Amazon and want to increase your sales and profits, this is for you. If you want to create time and financial freedom, this is for you. If you're tired of jumping from shiny object to shiny object and you want to finally build something real and long lasting, this is for you. So why is this important right now for you? You see, most of the Amazon stuff that you've learned is dead wrong. Amazon has recently made a lot of changes, and most sellers are completely clueless to what is actually working right now. You see, too many people focus on the usual suspects, things like traffic, ranking, reviews, conversions. This is what everyone else is talking about. But we have found that the secret to success on Amazon right now is a very simple formula. The formula is E plus I times C equals infinity. And remember, we do things differently. We are completely different from everything else you've seen out there. And we've taught others to do the same. Folks like Monica and Dan, who were able to generate $123,140 in just a 1 month period on their Amazon US account. Or folks like John, who were able to generate over $201,000 in just a 12-month period. Look, Amazon can no longer be ignored. It is now this 100 plus $billion a year in annual revenue company. They have just had this massive hockey stick growth, as you can see on this chart here, and it's just starting out. Amazon is becoming an absolute force to be reckoned with, and either you get involved or you're going to be left out. You see, Amazon currently is taking 53 cents out of every new $1 being spent online by American consumers. That means that they're literally taking over 50% of the market share on every new dollar spent. That is something that is just completely staggering, and you need to pay attention to it. And part of that reason is because retail is dying a very, very slow death. You see, the number of retail stores closing in early 2017 have been astronomical. Stores like Payless closing 1,000 stores, Radio Shack 552, Wet Seal 171, Kmart 108. The list just goes on and on. And that's because they can no longer compete, and people are not going shopping in person as much as they used to. You see, if you watch Shark Tank, the new kind of hit phenomenon show that's been on for a number of years now, one of the sharks there is Mark Cuban. And Mark is a serial entrepreneur, business owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and an incredibly successful billionaire. And when he talks about business, I tend to listen. Mark had this to say about Amazon. I think Amazon is the greatest startup and the greatest company in the world. Something that most people don't know or realize is Amazon has changed dramatically. Right now, Amazon has created a new blue ocean of opportunity, and we believe now it's easier than ever to build a 6 or 7-figure business on Amazon. But there are a few things that you need to know. And Daniel's going to go ahead and take over and let you know about these things.
Yeah, hey guys, and Ryan, if you could let me know when you can see my screen, I appreciate that.
You're good to go.
Awesome. All right, so I want to talk about some things here and really show you some incredible stuff related to how Amazon has changed and how we do this now. So our new approach. And if you've ever found building a business online to be overly complicated, despite the fact that everyone says it's easy, I also know exactly how you feel because I used to feel the same way. And I think we might have more in common than you think. Some of you may already have heard my story and my background, where I come from, but some of you probably haven't. And in either case, you can benefit from this. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. We like to call this my tale of woe because I actually grew up on a remote farm in Iceland where I never knew anyone that made any money online. And these two pictures are actually from that farm that I grew up on. And you can see it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And this is what it looks like in the winter: snowy, cold, dark, basically all day, every day. English wasn't my first or even second language, and my online journey started in my college dorm room at 23 years of age. And I had no more than $1,000 to my name at that point. I had struggle after struggle when I got started, and I couldn't even set up a bank account so I could sell physical products on Amazon. Instead, my only option was to start selling Kindle books, because then Amazon would actually be able to pay me by mailing me a check via what we call snail mail. So it took like 30 to 60 days for that check to actually arrive. to me in Iceland, but at least I could get paid. And the challenge also was that I'm not a good writer, and my English was honestly quite bad. But I, still wanted to sell books in English. So all my friends and family thought I was crazy, and also just for the fact that I wanted to make money online. Yet I knew I had to make some sacrifices if I was going to make my vision a reality. So I really only had two options. And option number one was to quit and give up because things were becoming difficult and it felt like everything was against me. This would be 100% chance of failure, and this would definitely cost me my dream. Option number two was that I could roll up my sleeves and do whatever it took to reach the vision I had for my life. And I really wanted something different to the people around me. I wasn't willing or wanting to just settle for, a day job and just like a regular life. I wanted to have freedom, financial freedom, and freedom to travel the world and, live on my own terms. And I'm happy to say that I decided to do whatever it took. So I dropped out of college only 1 month before getting my bachelor's degree in psychology. This is a 3-year study, and everyone thought I was even more crazy at that point when I did that. Like, they thought I was losing my mind, especially like my mom. And I decided that no matter what I had to do to succeed, I would do it. And at that point, I basically locked myself in a room for 12 months and I fully dedicated myself to reaching my goals. That decision and commitment has totally changed my life. And I'm so glad that I had the courage to take that calculated risk. And even though I barely had any money and I was struggling to get by, and I was in debt, I had, taken some serious student loans because I had to live on my own and things like that. English was my third language, and I had no list, no reputation, and really no experience. I finally had a breakthrough. And this picture here is really near and dear to my heart because it's from my room at my parents' place, the farm in Iceland. And this is where I started my online business. And you can see in this picture, there's a couple of interesting things. One is, if you look next to the monitor, you can actually see some bottles there. And these are my very first ever products that I sold on Amazon. Above the monitor, you can see a vision statement. And this is my first ever vision statement, stating my goals and what I wanted to achieve. And I printed that out, put that above my monitor to look at it every day. And it says, I have started making over 25,000 US dollars per month. And the goal was do it by end of May 2013. You can also see a quote by one of my heroes, Muhammad Ali, there. And the reason I printed this out is just because I needed some encouragement and support. I didn't get support and encouragement from anyone when I was doing this. Quite the contrary. People thought I was, really losing my mind. So I looked at what successful people that I looked up to, that had already done amazing things, were saying, things that they believed were true. And I listened to that. That really helped me. Then you can also see that I printed out my favorite quote of all times. It's still my favorite quote, and it's fortune favors the bold. I really believe you can't have any great fortune in life unless you are brave. My breakthrough moment. I realized that if I studied real marketing like crazy and implemented it to selling Kindle books, once I could sell physical products, I'd be able to apply all of that knowledge to that. And I was sure I'd be able to sell physical products at some point. So I sought out the experts that had years of experience who were doing well outside of the just selling make money online information. And I decided to commit to real marketing instead of gimmicks, hacks, and just trying to game Amazon. Next, I also decided to avoid shiny objects and focus on what I knew would be a success. And for me, selling on Amazon was that thing. I knew that would be a success if I could just learn how to do it successfully, because it's obviously a massive, massive opportunity. Amazon is the biggest store in the world, which Amazon, which Ryan was telling you all about here, at the beginning, and it's a massive opportunity to sell on Amazon. I mean, I realized that must be true. I was actually stunned to learn that you could sell your own products on Amazon. That's the way it worked, because I was always fascinated by Amazon. So that's what I wanted to do. I knew that that would be my path to success if I could just learn how to do it right. And finally, the day I had been waiting for came. And I remember it like it was yesterday, and it actually gives me goosebumps thinking about this still. I was now able to sell physical products on Amazon, finally. And I was so excited. And I scraped together $268 for my first order of a health-related product. And the next thing I knew, I was in business. And here's a photo of that first ever order I made of a physical product. So this is, a big deal to me, this picture here, because this is my first ever order out of hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of orders that I've now made of products. It must be thousands. Then, yeah, this is the very first one. And in the top right corner there, you can see that this is dated for December 7, 2012. So that's a bit over 4 years ago. And I ordered 60 units and I paid $268 for this. I took everything I'd been learning with Kindle and applied it to my new physical product, and the results blew me away. Those first units sold out in a matter of a few days, and within a few short months, I was generating over $78,000 a month in revenue, and it quickly grew from there, giving me the ability to travel the world, take care of my family, and live on my own terms. And I'll tell you why this happened here in just a second, because I later realized, just what made this possible. I think back and I'm so grateful that I made that decision sitting there in my college dorm room when everything seemed like it was stacked against me. And here's a screenshot from my very first account and these first couple of months. And you can see how I went from doing $1,969 in my first month on Amazon to $78,917 in just 4 months. So absolutely incredible, staggering growth. And I really couldn't believe it. I was, this totally transformed my life. And you can see how, this just, exploded. And it all came from that first order of just $268. Like literally, I just reinvested the cash. And because I sold out in a matter of a few days, each and every time, and Amazon pays you back quite quickly, I was able to, just scale this up in a major way. And, the real reason, so I just, mentioned that I later realized the reason why I had such incredible success right away. And, I didn't realize this at the beginning, right? Part of me thought I was, some kind of a genius or master. But, in reality, I kind of just got lucky with this first product because I didn't know what I know today. And I really chose the perfect product to sell. The conditions were ripe for the picking, and I did everything right. And kind of by luck, maybe intuition played a part in it, but I believe it was largely due to luck as well. And that's something I just realized kind of later on, because I've discovered that really the key and the secret to success on Amazon is so simple. It's all about choosing the right product to sell. If you choose the right product, meaning that there's a great opportunity to sell this product and you then source a good product, the rest is cake. The rest is so easy. Just sales and things like that just happen by themselves. And I didn't have some crazy fancy marketing in place for this product, for example. It just took off because it was the right product at the right time. And that's something that now, after selling on Amazon for more than 4 years, we've learned to replicate over and over and over again and choose the right product over and over and over again. And we've helped people do that as well. And that's really the key to success. That's the secret to success on Amazon. And most sellers, like 99.9%, do not understand how to do this, right? So when you're selling on Amazon, you're basically guessing and then just hoping that the product you're going to sell will work, but that's not the way to do it. You can actually choose a product that you know for 100% certain is going to be successful. And more of that here in just a moment, because I'm going to show you how you can actually do this. And it's definitely going to be different than what you think if you are already selling on Amazon. And you can see it just took off from there. So this day, which is April 13, 2013, so almost exactly 4 years ago, when I took that screenshot, the day wasn't over yet, but I had already done $7,567 in sales in one day, in that day. And that's amazing, right? That's just incredible numbers. And you can actually see here, and this is my favorite part of the screenshot, is you can see what I did the day before as well. you can see that red line there, and it says yesterday, and I did $3,329 the day before. So my business, my revenue, the sales, this product had more than doubled in 24 hours, and it was just exploding. My business was just exploding because momentum was building up. I was getting more and more visibility on Amazon, and it just exploded. And that's really, the best way to describe what happens when you do choose the right product to sell. It can just explode like this. But enough about me and this, story. Let's get into this system and how this applies to you and how this actually works. So here's how the system works. And this is something we built up with, tons and tons of time and experience and data, and selling hundreds of products on Amazon, hiring over 150 people to work on the business with us. We finally really learned how to replicate these results every single time. And there's basically 5 steps to success, like that on Amazon, like it's incredible success, stunning success. And these are the steps. First step, and the most important step, because if you get this wrong, you will struggle. And that step is to find your winner. So, meaning finding an opportunity on Amazon that you know is going to be a winning opportunity. That if you source a product, it will be a winner and it will do great for you. It will be profitable and it will be what you expect. That's finding your winner, and that's something that almost no one knows how to do. But I'll show you how to do it here, so you can also do this in just a moment. That's step number 1. So step number 2 is you then, after you identify an opportunity you know is going to be a success, if you actually enter it with a product, then you source a quote-unquote hybrid product with what we call edge. So this means a certain way of sourcing a product that gives you a lot more flexibility, and it makes it a lot easier for you to enter the market. It's not, it's way quicker, easier, and cheaper than traditional private labeling. So it's a huge, variation, innovation to the private label on selling on Amazon approach. That whole business model. This right here. But then we also wanted to have edge. So that means we want the product to have something that makes it more attractive than the other products that people are going to be finding. So you want to have some kind of edge, so people, are really eager and keen to buy your product. So they select to buy your product instead of the product that the competition is selling. Then step number 3 is you build a data-driven Amazon asset, and this is, the product listing. So now, after you've done the research, you found a winner, you found, a great opportunity, and then you've sourced a really attractive product as well to sell on Amazon into that opportunity. Now you want to build your asset on Amazon to be really, really, dialed in and really focused, so that you truly are in tune with the opportunity and you get the visibility and the rankings and things like that you want, so people find your product. Then step number 4 is you launch this product once you've got it live on Amazon with our proven formula, so that it becomes a success every single time. And this is actually a lot simpler than I think all of you basically would think. This is so simple. It's just some proven concepts that work, and it works every single time based on what we expected to have happened. Like, we know that it will happen if we apply this. Then step number 5 is we measure and optimize the product into becoming a best-selling product on Amazon. And this happens almost every single time if you apply step number 5 consistently for a couple of months. And it's really also simple and easy to do. This really takes you as a seller on Amazon into a completely different dimension, as you are now able to make pretty much every single product a bestseller with time. You can improve it over and over and over again, so that it becomes more profitable, it becomes, more visible, get more sales, all that kind of stuff. So it eventually just becomes a best-selling, dominating product. So those are the 5 steps. I want to mention this as well. I think a lot of you, most of you probably already know this, but our business model is private label selling on Amazon. I just want to mention this real quick, so, just in case someone doesn't know, so you are aware of what our business model is exactly. And this means we create our own brands of physical products and we sell them first and foremost on Amazon. This is, quick and simple to do. And especially with our hybrid methodology for doing this. And this is the perfect way to launch new products and brands. Plus, to create a highly valuable asset quickly that you can sell for large multiples. So you can actually build your own brand quickly. And that's extremely attractive to investors and people looking to buy online businesses. So you can actually sell it for large multiples of your revenue. We've taught many people to do this and they've done this successfully. Ryan will tell you about one of those people a bit later on here on the webinar. So why this model? That's one reason, as I just mentioned, being able to sell this if you want, but it's also extremely profitable. So if you do it right, this business model is very, very profitable, and that's very, very important. In my opinion, obviously, if you want to, start a new business, or if you're doing any kind of business, it needs to be profitable for it to make sense, for it to be worthwhile. It's also extremely reliable, and that's in large part now because our approach is so different to what you've seen before. It's very scientific and it's very data driven. So we are able to identify proven opportunities and tap into them quickly and reliably. Amazon is the largest and most trusted online store in the world, and it's welcoming you, which is honestly, I think, the biggest opportunity there's ever been online to making money and building a business. And I know that a lot of people really do agree with me on that. This is a scalable and easy to replicate business model, so you can replicate the results over and over again. Plus, and this is one of my favorite parts, you can build a team, so a real business around this, meaning you build all the process and everything required to have a team in place that works on your business day in and out and grows it for you. You don't have to work in the business yourself. It's being worked on by your team and it grows. That is a true business. Now you're a real entrepreneur. Step number one is finding your winner. As I promised, I'm going to show you here how you can find this winner. So a product or an opportunity that you can't be near 100% sure is going to be successful and it's going to be profitable and as profitable as you expect it to be. So how to know with 100% certainty that the product you source will be successful? Well, we have a unique methodology for testing product opportunities with Amazon ads for a validation. So I'll show you how you can do that here just a second. We literally test selling the product on Amazon and get 100% clear, real life and current data on the conditions for selling this product so you can make educated decisions. We have Amazon tell us whether or not we should source any given product. We will ask them, hey, Amazon, is this a good idea? And literally let them tell us if it is or not. And I'm talking metaphorically speaking, of course, but I'll show you what I mean here. So with this approach, there's no more guessing. This approach is not guesswork. It's not hoping something will work, and it's not scrambling to figure out how to sell our product after we've already sourced it, which is what almost every other approach, every other approach I've seen to selling on Amazon is telling you how to do that. So you're basically, guessing as to what is going to work by looking at surface level information on Amazon or using one of the many tools available, softwares to help you find a great opportunity. But newsflash, they're all just using surface level data. So that's still like guessing because the tools, they're giving you an idea, but they're highly inaccurate and they're telling everyone to look at the same stuff. It's not the way to do it if you want to be certain about the results. And like I mentioned, it's demonstrated here, choosing the right product is really the key. Just like, with my story, that makes or breaks everything. And I know a lot of you realize this, I'm sure, because it's kind of obvious when you think about it. That's the biggest difference between success and failure on Amazon. It's just, did you choose the right product to sell? Did you find a great opportunity? So this new approach to selling on Amazon that we have is science. It's literally like a science. We know for certain our product will be successful, and exactly how successful, meaning how much profit it's expected to make, and exactly what we're going to have to do in terms of marketing to get it to be that profitable, then we know this before we make the decision to source the product. So we map it all out, and we know for certain that this is the case. We got this product that is going to be successful, and it's going to be exactly this successful, meaning it's going to make this much profit on average per week, per month, per year. And this is exactly what we're going to have to do to get it to that point. We know all of this before we ever decide on, yes or no, should I source this product? Is it worth my time and energy? So here's how to do this. It's all about the search terms. From idea to conception, we take a very simple and easy to implement data-driven approach. All decisions from what to buy and how to sell it are based on raw, hard data, so you can take the guesswork out of the process. So there's no more guessing for you. And the search term data tells us exactly what people want to buy, so we know exactly what to source as well. You see, Amazon is a search engine, right? I'm sure you all know that. It's like Google, but it's for physical products. And then Amazon is a lot more amazing than Google, in my opinion, on that level, because it's actually also an e-commerce store, and all of that stuff. They got massive innovations going on, like delivering products with drones, and they got a special credit card for customers, all that kind of stuff. And Amazon is just an incredible company. But it is a search engine first. Everything starts with a search. That's how you enter the store. You don't go there basically unless you're going to then search for something. So it's a search engine first, and that means that almost all the traffic, all the buyers come through search terms. They're coming through different search terms or searches on Amazon. So our job, if we want to identify good opportunities, because what we're going to have to do to make sales with the product on Amazon, whatever product we want to sell, is to get ranked, is to get seen when someone types in certain search terms. So we need to figure out how to do that. And that's easy if you make the right choice in terms of what search terms to focus on. And that's our job, is to really understand deeply and intimately what search terms are good and what search terms are bad, what search terms are valuable and what search terms are not valuable, what search terms are, or I should say, how valuable a search term is exactly versus another one. That's our job, because now we can make great choices. If you really understand this, we can say, okay, I know for a fact that these three search terms have this much value, and they hold these many sales every single week, month, day, and if I can get a product ranked in the top 3 and seen through ads and things like that, I will be making this much profit per day, per week, per month, per year. That's what you got to know. That's what you got to understand, because then the rest is easy. Because when you know what the conditions are like, and you know exactly what search terms you're going to focus on in advance, versus trying to figure that out after the fact, after you source the product, you already know what search terms you want to focus on. Then you source the perfect product for that, and you know what it's going to take to get it ranked and seen. And that's simple. That's going to be like cake if you choose the right search term. So it's all about the search terms. We find search terms that we know are going to work, and we find this by utilizing Amazon ads. And I'll show this to you here in just a moment again, so you can do this as well. And then we will source a product to match that. So when we know what search terms we want to focus on, because we know they're good, we know they're valuable, then we're going to go ahead and source the perfect product, meaning a product that's the perfect fit for people typing that in, because each search term is going to tell you a lot about what that person is looking for. It may be a variation of something, right? It may specify a color or material or something like that. So now you know that you've got to source that kind of product to really be appealing, so that if someone finds your product through the search, they're like, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for. And then we will also do the marketing for that product according to those search terms. So everything is one totally congruent process. And it starts with making the right decision. as to what product to sell and source, and then the rest is easy. So here's the 7 steps to that most important thing, which is selecting the right product, selecting your winner. It's a 7-step process, and here are the 7 steps. Step number 1 is you find your product ideas. Step number 2 is you think of potential search terms for those product ideas. Step number 3 is you create a basic listing. Step number 4 is you buy 5 units or so and ship them into FBA. Step 5 is you run Amazon ads with 5 to 10 search terms. Step 6 is you evaluate the data after about 7 days. And step 7 is you pick the winner. So these are the 7 steps, and let me show you these in detail so you can also do it. So steps 1 and 2, they're super simple. These are the simplest 2 steps. You simply scour Amazon to identify products you're excited about, and really you can choose to test whatever product. You can utilize other approaches to basically choosing what product to sell on Amazon to do step number 1, because that's where they end. Like our step number 1 is where other approaches to choosing what product to sell on Amazon end. That's step number 1 for us. It's just basically getting an idea. It's like, oh, this could be a good opportunity. So this can be anything. You can find it with tools. You can find it just scouring Amazon, looking at Amazon. You can find it in real life, like right now, looking around you. You know, what products are around me? Is there something here that I might enjoy selling? Is there something my mom loves or my sister loves, or, you know, just people that I know? Is there something I know people are crazy about that they buy all the time? Whatever it may be, there's so many products that people come to Amazon to buy every single day, and there's no reason why you can't have one of those products too. Then next is you just think of what you would type into Amazon when searching for that product. So whatever product or products you want to test, just think, what are people likely to be typing in if they want to buy this kind of product? And then you make a list of the 5 most likely terms or so, and you can start with that. And this really is easy, and you can't go wrong here. You just gotta think of 5 terms that you think are likely, you know, or you can have a friend or someone go to Amazon and search for that kind of product and just tell them make 5 different searches and look at what they type in, and that could be your 5 search terms. You're just guessing at what is going to be, you know, good search terms for this kind of product on Amazon. And again, you can't go wrong here because of the next steps. You're going to make sure that, you know, whatever you think is validated before you know, truly believe it and source a product based on that. So you can't make a mistake. You just got to find something to start with, and then you'll continue testing if need be. Step number 3 is you create a basic listing. So if you're already selling on Amazon, you know how simple it is to go and create a new listing. Just click a button on the mouse and you're in that wizard, because Amazon has like a you know, automated process basically to creating the listing. So they ask you and ask you to provide the information that is needed to set up a listing, and you just put it in the fields and save. But if you've never sold on Amazon, all you got to do is go to sellercentral.amazon.com, and you can sign up for a new seller account in a few minutes, and you're approved immediately. You don't need to go through approval. You just set up an account, and then you're up and running. And you can set that up from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you're located. But here's the information you can put in. That's what I'm going to show you, what information exactly to put into those fields. First, you need to get a unique UPC code. So that's the only thing you really got to do here first before you do this. And that's extremely easy and simple. You just make a Google search, for example, and say, you know, cheap UPC code or something like that. And then you have multiple options to buy a UPC code for super cheap, like $2 or less. And you get it immediately. So it takes you like 2 minutes. And then you just create a simple brand name. Just make something up at this point, because this is just test. It's not going to be the actual brand name you will then potentially create. You just need to put something in there, right, at this point. And then you craft a basic title that contains those 5 main search terms that you think are valuable. You then craft 5 short bullet points that highlight 5 benefits of the product. And you craft a very simple and short description. Then you use medium or higher quality images, and it's fine to just use 3 to 4. Really, the only one that matters here is the first one. So really, you could just use one image if you wanted to, and you can just grab this online at this point. It just needs to be a pretty, good quality image that represents the product quite accurately that you're selling. Then you input the 5 search terms into the backend search term section, as Amazon asks you to do. So the same that you put in the title, the same that you think may be good and you want to test. And then you price at the average price point. So this is really, really simple and easy to do, and you can't really get this wrong. And you're not even looking to sell at this point. It's just a test. You just want to be able to run Amazon ads. Now that you've done this, step number 4 is you need to get a few pieces of test inventory. And this can be any unbranded inventory. So you could, and unbranded means that there's no like logo or something on the product itself. It's still a good product, but it just isn't, belonging to a brand. And there's plenty of these products. And you could just find this off of Amazon for this product that you want to test. So there's opportunity you want to test, and ship it to your home, your house, and then just ship it back into Amazon. Or you could choose something like Alibaba, so you could just buy it off of Alibaba. You could choose a site like AliExpress, which is my favorite option, and you can do this from anywhere in the world. And you just buy the product, and you can easily find unbranded products for anything there, basically, and you can have it shipped directly into Amazon in a few days. You could also buy this off of a different online store, or you can buy it in a local store. It doesn't matter how you get your hands on only like 3 to 5 units of this inventory to test the opportunity. And then you will ship it into FBA. And Amazon, by the way, FBA is, if you don't know already, it's fulfillment by Amazon, which is their own program to fulfill products. So if you buy a product from Amazon, it most likely will come through FBA. So for you as a seller, you can literally ship the products to Amazon, and then they will ship it to customers as they buy and handle refunds and all of that kind of stuff that can come up. So that's the easiest thing in the world to do. And they show you very simply how to do this if you have a Seller Central account. You can go through that wizard for that as well and easily ship the units into FBA. Or, best is just to have the suppliers ship the product directly into FBA. For example, if you're buying off of AliExpress, just have them send it right into Amazon. You don't need to see those units. Then once you've done this, is you go into step 5. And that's, a very simple step as well. I mean, this is all really, really easy and simple. It's very easy to do. So step number 5 is you set up Amazon ads. And the way you do this is you are inside of Seller Central, and then you just click create a new ad campaign. Literally, it's one click of the mouse, and then Amazon will, just like when you create the listing, ask for a couple of pieces of information. I'm going to show you right now what should be. This is the information you should put in. You just choose to create a new campaign and select one campaign, and then you choose an average daily budget of $10 to $20. You make the duration of the campaign be 1 week or 7 days. You choose manual targeting. You make the default bid $2. You choose to provide your own keywords or search terms. That's the same thing, and choose 5 to 10 maximum. And it would be 5 if you just choose 5 that you want to test, but you can choose up to 10 if you want to, but never more than 10 for a very particular reason. Then you select meta type to be exact. Step number 6 is you evaluate the data. So now you want to look at mainly these 3 things, and I'll show you a very specific example here, real life example, so you know what this looks like, and also what exactly is a winner and what is not, so you know for 100% certain that this product is going to be successful or not. So after 7 days of running the Amazon ad campaign, you do step 6 and you evaluate the data. And the first thing you look at for each search term is the amount of impressions it got. That gives you a very good estimate of how many searches any given search term receives on Amazon on average in 1 week or in 7 days. This is important to know. So this is 100% accurate. It's not like guessing. This is the reality of the search term. Then you look at the amount of clicks you got on the ad, and this tells you a very important thing, which is how serious are people that type this into Amazon in terms of wanting to buy something. Because the more they click the ads, so the higher the click-through rate, the more likely they're actually to buy a product. They are then wanting to really find the product to buy. If they don't click so much, they're just browsing. It's not necessarily a buyer's search term, so to speak. Next, you look at the cost per click. And the lower this number, the lower the competition. It really gives you a great idea and a great understanding and insight into the level of competition for the search term. So if the cost per click is low, you won't be dealing with a lot of competition. This is a good thing. Then you look at sales and the average cost of sale, or ACoS. And this is only if you got a sale, because a lot of the time you won't get any sales with the test, but still, surprisingly often you actually do get sales for any given search term during the test. And then if that happens, you look at the sales and then you look at the ACoS. And the ACoS is basically how much it costs you to make a sale through the ads. So if you're paying for the ads, how much does it cost you relative to the price? So it's a percentage to actually make the sale. And what's so great about this number, and the reason it's there, is that it quickly lets you estimate if this will be a profitable search term or not for you. Because if this number, this percentage, is lower than what your profit margin percentage is, then you are going to be profitable running this ad. And your profit margin percentage should be at least 30%. So if this is below 30% in the test, you are for certain looking at a winner. It's the ultimate confirmation. Sometimes you don't have any sales, and sometimes the average cost of sale, if you do have sales, is higher than 30%. But even if it's a bit higher, it could still be worthwhile, because once you do actually set up a listing and a product that's optimized to make sales for the search term, this number is going to go down dramatically. So it may become very profitable. But again, if it's already below 30% in the test, it's going to become extremely profitable once you source an actual product, a serious product to sell through the search. But the main thing, again, is that people should be clicking. And you want to be looking for low-hanging fruit, meaning search terms that have a lower amount of impressions, but a high amount of clicks. So that's a very high buyer intent type of search term. Here's the example. So this is an ad campaign after 7 days of running this test. And you can see six search terms that we tested. I want you to look at search term number 1 and number 2. So the first 2 search terms in this report here. And notice how both of them have almost the same amount of impressions, which is 8,000. Also notice how search term number 2 has almost triple the amount of clicks as search term number 1. So that tells us a lot. That tells us that search term number 2 is a lot more valuable. It's people making that search. Even if both searches have about the same amount of people making the search, there's going to be way more people inside of search term number 2 that are actually going to buy a product. So that's a lot more valuable, right? So looking at this, and you'll see this kind of benchmark here in just a second, which I'll show you. But looking at this, the clicks to impressions ratio, so the click-through rate for search number 1 is too low. It's not what we call a winning search term. So I paused that, as you can see in this campaign. I'm not going to look at that search term again because it's not good enough for me. And you can actually also see why this is the case here. By looking to the left and underneath keywords, you can see that I actually blurred out the keywords because this is my actual product, so I don't want to reveal what it is here. But you can see, keywords, it's the same as search terms. So you can see that search number 1 is shorter than search number 2. And the reason why search number 1, I actually know this for a fact, the reason why search number 1 is not as valuable is because it's too broad. It's like a search term that people just search for when they are browsing. And to give you an example, I've been ranked number 1 for many search terms like that. One example is a puzzle, which is P-U-Z-Z-L-E, puzzle, and I've been ranked number 1 for that for a long time. And it's mind-blowing how few sales actually come through that massive search term, because as I'm sure you can imagine, there's hundreds of thousands of people that actually search for that search term. So every month. But most of them don't buy anything. They're not, if they see my puzzle, they are not going to buy it because they might be looking for something completely different. They might not even know what kind of puzzle they want to buy. So they're likely to continue looking and click on different products. They're not likely to be like, oh, that's exactly what I was looking for, as soon as they see my product and then buy it. That happens when the search term is more precise and it has a higher buyer intent. Lastly here, I want to point out that 2 search terms in this report actually had sales. And now we look at the average cost of sale, and you can see that it's below 30% for that search term number 2. So this is the ultimate confirmation. This search term number 2 is extremely valuable, extremely valuable. And you're definitely going to make money running that ad and sourcing this product if you have a profit margin of 30% or more. And also getting ranked organically is going to be easy. I can actually read this all from this data, and this is how you are actually able to know with 100% certainty that the product will be successful before you ever source it. And same as source number 4, the average cost of sale is 5% there. So it's, or 5.1%. So that one is going to be massively successful when that number goes down even more with a more optimized product listing and things like that. It's just going to be insanely profitable. And this is actually a lower hanging, like a low hanging fruit type of search term, like I mentioned, you should look out for because it has less impressions, but it can have a lot of sales. It could generate like more than half of the sales of search term number 2. Just this little, seemingly little search term, because it has extremely high buyer intent. So it's very, very valuable, and it's going to be a piece of cake to rank for it because no one is focusing in on this except you now. The example number 2, I don't want to go into this too deeply because it's similar to example number 1. I think that's enough for you to understand how this works. But you can look at the impressions for search number 1 and search number 3, and notice that search number 3 has it has more than double the impressions of search number 1, and yet they have almost the same amount of clicks. So search number 1 is most likely more valuable, but I will say here that search term number 3 could also be valuable and worthwhile because look at the A cost, it's 50%, we got sales, and it doesn't look too bad. Step 7, the final step, is you pick the winner. So this is how you know exactly if a search term that you test like this is a winner or not, and whether or not to move forward with it. There's basically these 3 benchmarks. And if the product, or I should say, the search term meets these criteria, it's a winner. So first off, impressions for the 7 days should be at least 250. The click-through rate, which is clicks divided by impressions, should be 0.25% at a minimum. The cost per click, or the CPC, should be 150 or lower. So this would make it a winning search term. With the sales, there's none needed at the product validation phase. So if you have no sales, that's totally fine. But note that if you do have sales, like I showed you, and you have a low A cost, so the search term is ROI positive already in this test, that's obviously best, and that's the ultimate confirmation. So now you are just, that search term is going to be more than just profitable, it's going to be extremely profitable. So the money is in the data. As you can see from this, the money is really in the data. That's how you make the right decisions about what product is sourcing. As I've told you here before, and as I'm sure you can understand now, choosing the right product is the key to success on Amazon. That's the big difference. Seemingly maybe a smaller thing, but and we know where the money is at, and where exactly to focus our efforts when selling that product in terms of what searches and what searches to focus on. This allows you to own your own space, even in competitive markets. This opens up a massive amount of opportunity. And then with everything else we do as part of our system to promote the product, launch it, optimize it, this is just, the rest is easy. Doing that will just take this product all the way to the top. And the floodgates of sales will eventually open. So here's how you then decide what the product should look like. I also want to show this to you here so you can actually do the whole process and source a product. This is what I like to call the edge questionnaire. And we can find our edge with the product, which gives us, an advantage, competitive advantage when selling it. It makes it more attractive than the other products available through a given search term. And we find this with a series of questions. And here's a few I use so you can copy my process. I'll ask questions like, what do my top 5 search terms tell me about what the people I'm about to target are looking for? Exactly. So these are the search terms that you decided on through what I just showed you are actually valuable and you want to focus on. What does it tell me about the product? It will usually mention, like those search terms that you chose are going to talk about the product. They're going to be something, like people are searching for something, and what they type in tells you a ton about the product they want to buy. It may literally say what the material should be like, or what the color should be like, or the size, like a small, lamp, or big lamp, or green lamp, or, whatever it may be. But if you chose that search term and you found it to be valuable and you want to focus on it, then to sell a product effectively, and especially to become a number one selling product for that search, and when someone searches that, they're extremely likely to like and buy your product, then you must make sure that you source a product with that feature, with that benefit. It's got to match what people are searching for. So next, from there, you will ask a question like, who is in my audience? So based on these search terms and what it tells me about the kind of product they want, who is in my audience? Is this like a more premium product? Is it more like an old school type of version of this product? Is it like an affluent product, or is it something that less affluent people buy? What does it tell me about the personality and identity of the people? Typing that into Amazon, that search, and that will help you further define the product you should be sourcing. Then, moving on from that, you ask something like, what would the best possible product then look like to those people? And you think about that and you come up with what would be the perfect kind of product to source and sell through the search term. So now you're selling the perfect product through these proven search terms are going to be profitable for you. You've verified them. For certain it's going to work out. So now, you choose the perfect product to sell to those people coming from those searches, so that the conversion rate is extremely high, and that's how you truly win. Now the rest is super easy because you've got all these initial steps totally right. Next, and this is also like really, really cool stuff, because it's going to allow you to get into the game of private label selling a lot quicker and easier and have more products and things like that. And this is what we call our hybrid sourcing. Of course, if you did what I just showed you, you absolutely know that the product will be successful before deciding to source it. And you know how successful, like how much profit you can expect to be making. You do that math and you project all out. You know what the profit margin will be that you're going to have and all that kind of stuff. It's all a part of our process. But still, if you're long cast, you can use our hybrid methodology to get started for as little as $100 to $250. Because sometimes when you do full private label orders, they need about $500 to $1,000 to get started. But you can get started with this different approach for a lot less. And private label orders too can take a little bit longer. So what is this hybrid approach exactly? Well, it's based on this first premise that it's very easy to source generic or unbranded products. So products that don't have a logo on them, that's super easy and simple to source, because most manufacturers and most suppliers create that product. They have in stock, like they have a lot of units that have already been made of any given product, and it just doesn't have any branding on it, the actual product. It's the same product, the same quality and everything like that. There's nothing wrong with the product. The product is great. It just hasn't been private label marked, so to speak, the actual unit of the product. And this is fantastic for a lot of reasons, because you can always get these in as little as just a few units. The supplier, the manufacturer, doesn't care because they already made the units. So if you want to buy 10, that's fine. If you want to buy 20, 25, that's fine. If you want to buy 50 or 1,000, it's fine. It doesn't matter. And you can get this right away because most manufacturers have already made this. They already have it in-house, so you can buy it immediately. And you can use one of the methods that are recommended earlier on in the webinar to find these suppliers like AliExpress. Then all you really have to do to create your own product listing on Amazon and have your own branded product, really like with private labeling. So you control your listing, you're the only seller of this product on Amazon, and you can do everything that you do with private labeling. All you gotta do is do what we call polybag and sticker. So that means you now take that unbranded piece of inventory or these couple of units you bought and just put them in a bag, polybag, or some kind of wrapping, and you just sticker it with your branding. So you just put a simple little sticker on the back that has your brand name or your logo or your website URL on it, and voila, that's your own product. Amazon accepts this as, you know, a branded product because it is a branded product, and customers also completely accept it. They're fine with it. The product, as long as the product itself is good, this is a natural approach. You know, this is natural for them to experience. It may not help you build your branding up as much because you don't have like a nice box and stuff, but you could still even put in marketing material in the back, like some kind of thank you card or, you know, small catalog or whatever. So it is a fantastic approach. And you may have already got a product like this from Amazon and buying from Amazon because many of the top sellers only do this, always. They only buy the products like this and sell them like this because it works and it's fine, it's great. And it's a lot quicker and easier. And it can allow you to start multiple products with, you know, 20 units of each quickly and easily. And you don't have to wait for the product to be made. It's already there, you just ship it in. And the supplier can put the product in the bag for you and put the sticker on and everything, just like with private labeling, the same thing. But instead of waiting 30 plus days maybe to have the manufacturer just create new products for you because you want to have your own, you know, color or brand on the product and your own box, maybe you want to put it in like a nice box, you can get it immediately. Of course, this being said, if you are selling this product and it's really going well, it's going to do, if you do this right, what I just showed you, then once it's proven and it's selling and it's profitable, you can then choose to do a full private label order where you actually, you know, order more units and you have the manufacturer make it exactly the way you want it to and put it in a super nice, cool box. And it's a really cool product. It's like a really nice, cool, fully branded product. That's obviously what you can then expand into, so you can create, you know, a real brand. But to start out, there's no reason to do that. So this approach, the hybrid approach, really changes the game. It makes private labeling on Amazon, that business model, as easy as anything else you could do online. Really super simple, cheap, quick, and easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel. And guys, again, I just want to reiterate how important it is to choose the right product. And it's so critical to your success that picking a profitable product is everything, you know, and just think of what Daniel was able to accomplish with one product. And you can clearly see it night as day that it is so important. And that's why we're going to show you, you know, the process that we use to identify products to make many thousands. Daniel just broke that down for you. But we also know that this is where people can get stuck. And that's why we're going to be eliminating all of the guesswork for you. We will handpick not one, but 25 profitable products that we know will make money. And we're going to hand them over to you on a silver platter. You see, right now, you're sitting at your computer, you're watching this webinar, and you've heard how this works. And you know that using Amazon can be a great way to make sales. Everybody knows that selling on Amazon works. Just look at how many normal folks are using Amazon right now to make sales in their business. That's why you're smart to start selling on Amazon as well. And that's why we've created something incredibly special for you today. I want to introduce you to the Infinity Code. The Infinity Code is specifically designed to help you discover the right market, find the right products to sell, prove your product is a winner ahead of time, quickly and easily source your product, get set up on Amazon the right way, quickly and easily start generating sales every single day like clockwork, as well as scaling and expanding your business by following a brand new, simple, proven, and easy to implement system. If you want to create time and financial freedom, if you want to build a business that lasts for the long term, and if you want to build something that has real value and could even be sold one day while never having to worry about competition on Amazon and selling your products like crazy day in and day out, all while avoiding all of the pitfalls and the costly mistakes that we've made along the way, this is specifically for you. Here's how we're going to do it. The Infinity Code combines 7 critical components: the full Infinity Code core training, the personalized coaching and customer support, the 6-figure case studies, the private mastermind, the copy and profit templates, our go no-go service, the expansion blueprint. The full Infinity Code core training is a $7,995 value. We've got our 9 core training modules, 63 plus training videos, which walk you A to Z, every single thing that you absolutely need to know to be successful. It has the cheat sheets, the checklists, the action plans, and more. We've got live training calls weekly, our live Q&A sessions, and we've got something that is absolutely critical for you to know about: our done-for-you profitable products, which we believe is priceless. So we also are going to hand you 25 profitable products that we know will make you money. We will handpick them personally, and we'll give you all the data and the details that you need. This will massively shorten your path to making money, and it will eliminate all of the guesswork. Plus, it's going to save you a ton of time. Over the past few years, Daniel and I have literally assessed thousands of different products, so we know instantly whether a product is a hero or a zero. We know what makes you money, and we know that if we deal with this for you, you can focus on everything else that is going to help you run and scale your business. You can just select a product that we choose and run with it. This will help eliminate the risk of pursuing products which won't work, so you can focus on making money from the ones that do. We also have our personalized coaching and support. This is a $3,995 value. It's broken into 3 pillars. Pillar number 1 is personalized coaching. You see, people have paid as much as $35,000 just to work with us on a one-to-one basis. And what you're going to be getting here is essentially the same thing, but in the form of unlimited support from both Daniel and I. And that's included in the Infinity Code training. Pillar number 2 is our 24-hour private support system, which will allow you direct access to our team of experts who can quickly assist you with any hurdles you come across or questions that you might have. Pillar number 3 is entry to our Facebook Mastermind community, where we'll have a full team of mentors and experts ready to help you on a daily basis. You can also interact with other members inside there as well. This brings the total value combined to over $11,990. We've got our 6-figure case studies at $2,495 value. Here you can watch, learn, and copy from high volume sellers. You know, I've always said that the best way to learn something is to look at direct examples of how others have done it. And that is why we are going to hand you a series of case studies that detail some of our past students' biggest successes, some of whom have created Amazon businesses that do well in excess of 6 figures per month. This is a total value of over $14,485. We've got our private mastermind. It's a value of $5,995. Here you'll get advanced tactics to increase your traffic and sales. After we've completed the core training and you're up and running and earning, we'll be hosting a series of private members-only mastermind sessions for you. These are designed specifically to help you learn advanced tactics to increase your earnings, boost your value of your business, and continue to build your empire. We'll be focusing on how to quickly scale your business, expand your network of sites, as well as how to implement our automation and outsourcing so you can earn more by working less. This brings the combined value for the Infinity Code to over $20,480. We've got our copy and profit templates at $19.95 value. This is more done-for-you components to help eliminate guesswork. Things like checklists, spreadsheets, flowcharts, process maps, and more. This brings the total value to over $22,475. We've got our Go No-Go service, a $995 value. We will greenlight your product to expedite your success. Choosing the right product is literally everything. So we have the confidence that we'll be able to give you a stamp of approval on a product that you choose of your liking, and that way you'll have the confidence to go out and sell it knowing that it's something that Daniel and I would do ourselves. When I was getting started, this would have been absolutely amazing to have available to me because, again, you're getting us to look and review your products to see if that's going to be something that we would sell. And we're committed to give every single person one approved, stamped of approval product. This brings the total value to $23,470 plus. We've got our expansion blueprint. Here you're going to be able to discover the difference between just okay success and really astronomical success. And you can learn what the next phase of your business is and how to really take things to a whole new level. This brings the combined value to a total value of over $27,465. So here is a total recap of everything that you're getting, including the done-for-you profitable products, which is completely priceless. You're getting the full Infinity Code core training, the done-for-you profitable products, the personalized coaching and support, the six-figure case studies, the private mastermind, the copy and paste templates, the Go No-Go service, the expansion blueprint. Again, a total combined value of $27,465 plus. Now you need to understand that you're getting the exact same system that we've used to generate millions of dollars in sales. We've generated over $1 million in sales in just a 30-day period from a handful of Amazon accounts, generating up to $158,000 in one day on only one account. We've got folks like Dan and Monica who were able to generate $50K per month in a matter of just 6 months, and now generating over $150,000 per month. They had this to say. They said, "I'm blown away by the content in this course. Daniel shares every single step of his methodology, so all you need to do is implement it. Most impressive is Daniel has simplified and streamlined what most make complicated. We're confident we'll double our revenue and profit within 12 months using this methodology." Here's a peek into Dan and Monica's business. You can see here in just 1 month, they were able to generate over $123,140 just on the United States Amazon or Amazon.com. They're also able to generate an additional 17,732 plus pounds in 1 month from their UK Amazon account. We've got folks like Adi who literally was able to quadruple his 7-figure business in a matter of just 1.5 years. And he believes that he's now on his way to the 8-figure mark. You've got folks like John who were struggling and plateauing at $3,000 per month. No matter what they tried, they couldn't break past the plateau. But in a matter of 2 months, just working with us, their sales skyrocketed to over $10,000 per month. And less than a year later, by the spring of 2016, their sales were approaching $20K per month, which is a 600% increase in their business. John was able to generate over $200,000 in 12 months in his business. And if you've ever wanted to build a business to sell, you've got to hear what Ross and Sarah were able to accomplish. They went from no experience to selling their business in 18 months. They said that our teachings have been invaluable to them. They were able to actually reach, they said here, Ryan and Daniel helped us every step of the way, approving the product we were going into. And that was done through the go, no-go form that we're including for you inside the Infinity Code. That's just how powerful this is to teaching us how to write highly converting product page and promoting the product to get it ranking and selling. They were able to hold the #1 position for their most competitive keyword and stayed there for almost an entire year. It took us just 18 months from starting a business to cashing out, which in normal businesses would take decades. By now, I'm sure you're wondering about the price. So listen, Daniel and I charge a minimum of $15,000 for private coaching and consulting. And people happily pay it because we get them results. Our 2-day events regularly sell out at a minimum of $7,000. And I'm sure you've seen other trainings that don't even offer you a fraction of what you're getting today sell for $5,000 or more. So what is this all worth to you? We have the full Infinity Code core training, a $7,995 value. The done-for-you profitable products, which is totally priceless. The personalized coaching and support, a $3,995 value. The 6-figure case studies, a $2,495 value. The private mastermind, a $5,995 value. Copy and paste templates, a $19.95 value. The go, no-go